On this edition of VCU InSight, we'll take a look at how downtown Richmond is celebrating this holiday season.
We'll take a look at a recent YouTube campus celebrity.
And we'll see floats, balloons, and everything else from the Dominion Christmas Parade.
VCU InSight starts right now. Hello and welcome to VCU InSight. I'm Andrew Phillips.
And I'm Justin James. Thank you for joining us. Well, thousands of people came out at the beginning of the month to take part in an annual Richmond tradition that was truly an illuminating experience. It was December the 2nd, and all through the city, people lined the James Center downtown to see lights that were pretty. The 27th annual Grand Illumination brought everyone out to take part in the Richmond tradition, whether it was inside or outside. From the very young to those not so young, people gathered to celebrate the kickoff of the holiday season in Richmond. 80-year-old Tommy Salmon says he's been coming to the event for the past 5 years and loves putting a smile on children's faces.
As soon as December gets here, I start thinking of things to do, events to go to.
Even Richmond Mayor Dwight Jones came out to show his support. To mark the event, the Verina High School Marching Band and the Richmond Children's Choir provided entertainment. Local radio station Light 98 Shelley Perkins emceed and was the evening snow queen. She says she takes her role seriously.
Well, it is my responsibility to keep the flow of the evening going, to bring on the different acts that are scheduled to appear.
She says the event could not have gone any better.
It's perfect. The weather is amazing. Everything has gone off without a hitch.
The Grand Illumination keeps Richmond lit through the holidays, bright enough so that you know who can see it when he makes his famous Christmas journey. Even Santa made a trip all the way from the North Pole to help out.
Have you been good?
With estimates at nearly 1 million lights, they aren't just contained to around the James Center. They adorn reindeer, trees, as well as area buildings and skyscrapers that can be seen from miles away. And the lights on the reindeer are kept on through Christmas, with Dominion buildings going dark after the first of the year.
Well, it's supposed to be a joyful time, with needing to get presents and seeing a lot of family within a few weeks. For some of the holidays can be a little bit overwhelming. Our Justin James is in the studio to talk to a VCU psychologist about the best way to handle stress during the holiday season.
Our guest today is VCU Professor of Psychology, Dr. Everett Worthington Jr. He's here to talk about how people can deal with stress this holiday season. Dr. Worthington, welcome to VCU InSight.
Yeah, thank you, Justin.
So why is this time of year so stressful for many?
Well, I think there are a lot of reasons. There's a lot of things to do that are on top of the normal responsibilities that we have that seem to occupy every hour of the day and the rest of the year. But also people do things that are kind of traditional, and they go home, and sometimes a lot of family tensions arise, and tensions in partners between, well, which family do we visit at which time, and so just a lot of decisions happen, and if people disagree about those decisions, then that can introduce more stress.
And what are some common unhealthy ways that people deal with stress?
Well, one way that people deal with stress that's not helpful, of course, is to get involved in a power struggle. So a power struggle is a disagreement about who has the say in an issue. It's not really a disagreement about the issue. That's kind of the occasion that the power struggle happens, but it's like who has the say. And so when that relationship dynamic develops, then you can have problems between parents and children, between the partners, or between in-laws and family members. So power struggles are really kind of disastrous.
And how do you suggest people deal with those power struggles?
You know, and on one level, if I had an answer to that, I probably would have a Nobel Prize. But, of course, one way that people do deal with it is to try to engage a third party. Usually this is not the best solution if this is your mother. You know, she is likely to sway a balance and create even more tension. But the way that we teach couples who come to counseling in conflict, the way that we teach them to resolve power struggles is to try to get beyond the issue and to try to find interests that both people have in common. Often people stake out a position and they get really glued to the position. But there really are common interests that solutions could meet both people's interests.
How do you suggest that people deal with stress overall this holiday season?
Well, I think, of course, taking a deep breath, is always important, and that's a kind of a metaphor. You know, there has to be some kind of haven, some kind of safe haven that they can feel secure and feel safe in. So maybe this means if you have conflict with the in-laws, you retreat to just partners being together or just your family being together. But maybe for some people that's getting alone and having some private time.
And finally, if you had a message for families this holiday season, above all else, dealing with stress, dealing with forgiveness, dealing with all these issues that we've talked about, what would your message be?
Well, I think that the kind of the essence of good relationships is to have a strong emotional bond. And so having a good response to these stressful situations is about holding on to the strong emotional bond and forgiving people when the bond is damaged, so that doesn't continue to be a rift in their relationship.
Very good. Now, we've been joined by VCU Professor of Psychology, Dr. Everett Worthington, Jr., talking about stress and the season. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Worthington.
Thank you.
As we all know, stress and eating sometimes go together, especially for students around exam time. Schaefer Dining Court on VCU's Monroe Park campus was a little bit more crowded on Monday, December 5th, when the food court held their annual midnight breakfast. In all, about 2,500 students turned out, many lining up before the scheduled 8 p.m. start time to get their free pancakes and bacon. It was paid for by the VCU Student Government Association. The event has turned into more of a party to help give students an outlet right before exam week. Besides for the free food, and what student doesn't like that, everyone got a free t-shirt. There was also a DJ and a pancake and ice cream eating contest. The SGA says they're glad to help out the students.
I love Midnight Breakfast. This is one of my favorite events that SGA helps sponsor, and I really love it just to really see the students here, the students participating, the students really enjoying their time and seeing that we as SGA are visible and we're giving back to them.
Student government passed a bill this spring making the breakfast an official VCU tradition. It costs about $3,000 each semester. With this year's turnout, that puts it at a little bit more than $1 per student. He came as a transfer student from Radford University, but is now rising to internet fame here at VCU. InSight's Nakia Wiggum spent a day with the self-made campus celeb, Sydney Raz.
This human crab is Sydney Raskine, who's a senior advertising major at VCU. He started making his
So what do I feel like being today?
videos back in 2007. In his videos, Raskine adopts a different person, animal, or object to act out. So far, he's made over 300 of them. Although his videos are simple in concept, he says he uses them to convey a deeper message.
Prove that a person can be anything they want. You know, why not? Why not be a blade of grass? Why not be a T-Rex? Why not be a model or anything you want.
Random people like being in Sid's videos, like these people behind me. Out of the blue, they just call Sid over and ask him if they could be in the video, which we're about to shoot.
Sometimes he's the one who has to approach people, but others hunt Raskine down to be a part of the fun, like his self-proclaimed biggest fan, Rebecca Redmond.
And just kind of like look around campus and see what he wants to do, so then I can kind of be there and be in the video. I've been in 3 of his videos already.
Redmond is one of over 300 so-called Rascals, fans who follow Raskine on Twitter, like his Facebook page, and subscribe to his YouTube channel. He even gets the chance to serve his fans at the Chili's restaurant on the Moore Park campus, where he works as a waiter. Raskine says it takes him 8 hours shooting and editing just one video. Within 24 hours, he hopes to post it to different social media outlets. His YouTube video, I'm a Dancing Turkey, got more than 22,000 views in late November after it appeared on Good Morning America's Play of the Day. His cousin Lauren Davis says she helps Raskine come up with some of his video ideas, and she thinks his campus celebrity status can only go up.
The fact that it was on national television, that means he can only go up from here. I don't think that there's much of a chance of him quitting anytime soon.
For VCU InSight, I'm Nakia Wiggum.
And if you want to take a look at the T-Rex video Raskine was making during Nakia's story, we have a link at our website at insight.vcu.edu. Well, we're more than a month into the VCU women's basketball season. Their winning record and solid play is getting noticed. InSight's Andrew Phillips is joined in our studio by one of the players.
Hi, I'm being joined by VCU women's basketball forward Courtney Hurt. She's been named preseason All-CAA and is on the watch list for the nation's best player. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, my pleasure, Andrew.
All right, it's been a very successful couple of months for you, past year actually. You've set all kinds of school records. What's enabled you to become such a force on the basketball court?
I believe it's a combination of my teammates and the coaching staff here at VCU. They really believe in me and put me in a position where I'm most effective on the court. A lot of hard work in the off season during the summer, with my teammates, and also going out to Colorado.
All right, you talk about hard work. I guess people don't necessarily see how somebody works in the off season. They just come to games. Describe a little bit like what a summer workout would be for you.
Well, we have a strength and conditioning coach, Tim Contos. So we run 3 days a week, lift twice. And, we have a lot of free time during the summer. So I get a couple of teammates, we go to Franklin Street Gym, get on the gun, do workouts, because coaches give us workouts to do over the summer. So I get that, really go at it hard.
All right, you mentioned the gun. Is that some sort of workout machine? It passes your ball, I think?
Oh, yes, it's a shooting machine. Basically, you put 4 or 5 balls in the basket, and it passes to you, shoots out of a hole.
All right, and then you talked about going to Colorado. That was for the Olympic training, the U.S. World Games for the college students. So you got to play with some of the best players in college basketball. What was that experience like?
It was amazing. Took a while to get out there, but once I got there, I got settled, and we hit the court. A couple hours later, we ate and hit the court. It was fun, We have girls from Stanford, Tennessee, Notre Dame, all the big schools. And Elena was there, so she was representing the CAA with me. But like I said, I just met a lot of new people. I was comfortable out there. I felt like I belonged. I could compete with them, so that was a plus.
All right, and you talk about playing against some of the nation's players. Did you feel like you were able to hold your own and whatnot? Was it weird being out there with people that you watch on TV regularly?
It was a little weird, but my coach Beth Cunningham was out there, so that made it a little easier. And I would hit a shot or two, and I see her smiling and giggling, So, I was comfortable and relaxed. So, just playing basketball. Basketball is basketball.
All right, and then we've talked about this summer and the past year, so let's get a little bit back into this year. Team's starting to pick it up, had a big win at East Carolina a couple weeks ago. You set the school record, 40 points in a game, so what's the state of the team right now?
The state of the team, a little injury, a couple injuries right now that I don't want to, get too involved with because of rules and stuff like that. And we have 5 new faces on the team too, so just like last year, a lot of chemistry building, a lot of gelling still, being done. Right now we have 2 freshmen in the starting lineup, and a sophomore. So, just by that, we have some growing pains.
All right, and you're a senior, so obviously you're a leader. What do you do differently to help these freshmen enter the starting lineup and get them ready to go every night?
Well, it starts in practice. Work hard in practice because what you in practice, carry overs in games. So, but these 2 freshmen starting lineup, they're confident. So that's a plus, and they work hard. You know, 2 of the hardest working players on the team as freshmen, so that's good. But, you know, I just try, you know, to be vocal, you know, lead by example.
All right, and so you're also a senior. So what are your plans for the future? You're planning to graduate in the spring. Talk a little bit about what you see yourself doing in the future.
Hopefully playing basketball still, whether it's in the league or overseas, it doesn't matter. And then after that, you know, probably be an accountant somewhere or be a bum. I don't know.
And then finally, what do you want people to remember you here at VCU for, like your legacy? You set all these records. Do you want to be remembered for the records or off the court? What do you want to be remembered most for?
I want to be, you know, remembered, you know, by being a champion. But that comes with winning a CAA championship. So that hasn't been done here ever. So I want to be, you know, remembered as that player that elevated the program to another level.
All right. And you just mentioned them to win a CAA tournament before. What do you guys have to do that the rest of the way?
Just buy in to our coaches and, you know, pick up our defense. I think that's the starting point. And I believe as the season continues, we're getting better and better. You know, our record indicates that a little bit. But, you know, it's just going to take some time. But I want to be remembered as one of the players that elevate the program.
All right. We've been speaking with Courtney Hurd, a forward on the VCU women's basketball team. Thanks for being here today.
Oh, no problem.
U.S. News and World Report ranks the VCU School of the Arts as the #1 arts and design school in the country. Graduates of the graphic design program have gone on to work as designers with New York magazines, to work on effects for movies like Twilight and Tomb Raider, and have been on design teams for Coca-Cola and Porsche. As InSight's Tommy Lopez reports, the world of design is changing, and with it, VCU's program.
Graphic design is all around us, in TV commercials, magazines, and logos. At VCU, the School of the Arts houses a program that has produced layout creators and Hollywood artists. The school is developing the next wave of designers, entering freelance and studio jobs in a changing landscape.
The graphic design field itself is in the process of really going through a major shift in what graphic designers do. We're trying to get students to begin to become more strategic thinkers.
Part of the program strategy is to teach students how to work well on the team and collaborate with their clients.
You know, how will it really work for them? And so you want to bring them into the process a lot earlier. You don't see the designer standing alone as some kind of Leonardo da Vinci and coming up with a product and doing something. Now they're working with clients, they're working with consumers.
Students interested in arts majors like design first have to go through a one-year art foundation program. Those classes are considered some of the most work-intensive classes that freshmen pursue, and it's only after that one-year program that students focus on design.
A lot of things I didn't think I would be able to do, I learned I could do just from practicing and working hard. And I definitely developed a work ethic in AFO. That was a really intense year, a lot of all-nighters.
AFO was a huge challenge for me because I was never used to ever making a sculpture or having to ever paint something.
The way in which students learn about design differs from most other teaching methods at VCU.
I think it's a lot more abstract thinking about things, show an idea on a piece of paper instead of just like learning about things.
Students keep in mind how their work is being used and how to integrate their work into the larger pattern of society.
More and more, the way that the profession is going, it's really just kind of expanding really broadly and looking more at design thinking and how, you know, visual culture is so much part of who we are.
This is CNN Breaking News.
So the next time you watch TV or see a logo or a billboard, think about design and about the students at VCU. For VCU InSight, I'm Tommy Lopez.
VCU graphic design students just showcased their work in the Pollock Building.
Students and members of the Richmond community and the Fan Free Clinic got together in mid-November to celebrate Queer Action's 7th annual VCU Drag Ball. Queer Action is the largest collegiate student organization of its kind in the Commonwealth. The ball raised more than $500 for the Fan Free Clinic, a nonprofit organization that provides free HIV/AIDS testing for the Richmond area. People say they attended to support a good cause, but one audience member, Anaya Fleming, said she went to see the performances.
Tonight because I really want to see the drag queens. I think they're fabulous. I also been to a couple of gay clubs, before, so I see drag queens. So I want to see them in a different atmosphere to see if they're still the wild, crazy, oh my God!
And the drag ball was held on VCU's Monroe Park campus in the University Student Commons Ballroom.
And now here's a look at what's going on around the community this holiday season.
The Lewis Ginter Botanical Gardens Garden Fest of Lights runs nightly from 5 until 10 p.m. through January 9th. Tickets are $11 for adults and $7 for children.
RVA on Ice is open now through January 2nd. The downtown ice skating rink charges $5 for skate rental and the same amount for admission.
And Gay RVA hosts the A-List 2012 party at Richmond Aloft West to kick off the new year. Packages for drinks and desserts start at $25. It was eating, drinking, and shopping, all for a good cause. On November 30th, the VCU Massey Cancer Center held its 9th annual Bizarre Bazaar Preview Night at the Richmond International Raceway Complex. Attendees paid $100 for a champagne and hors d'oeuvre reception. With wine glasses that lit up and servers walking around with delicious food, the event is a holiday fundraiser for Massey. Diane Harris-Wright volunteered at the function. She is currently undergoing radiation treatment for ovarian cancer and says the event is a way she can give back.
I have been devoted to Massey ever since I found out that I had cancer, and I wanted to help in any way I can to raise funds for research which we need to find a cure for cancer.
But this event wasn't just about eating and drinking. Shoppers got the chance to get a head start on the holiday rush as the Bizarre Bazaar didn't officially kick off until the following day. Vendors had everything from wine glasses with snowmen to clothing to that perfect stocking stuffer for the Ram fan in your family. Last year, the event raised $65,000, with this year's total somewhere in the neighborhood of $70,000.
And you know it's the holidays when Santa's on Richmond's Broad Street. The Dominion Christmas Parade earlier this month made sure that everyone got into the spirit. Families packed Broad Street on Saturday, December the 3rd for one of the capital city's oldest traditions, the 28th annual Dominion Christmas Parade. As always, the parade provided its age-old fun and also some new surprises.
And every year they seem to add, a different element. I just saw some roller skating, hula hoopers, so look forward to that this year.
This year's Grand Marshal was Todd Parney Purnell from the Richmond Flying Squirrels. He led the parade that included Richmond Mayor Dwight Jones and about 100 floats and diverse performers.
School music troops and the local dancers from the little kids. I really like to see all the kids and the diversity of the performers. That part's kind of fun.
This year's parade featured a VCU float and a float from the University of Richmond. After a horrific trip down Broad Street last year, Rudolph returned sporting a Band-Aid on his head. Parade goers say the parade provides the fun, but it's also a chance for people to share traditions with family or new friends.
And I always come with my family. This year I'm coming with my boyfriend and his family. So
again, Richmonders have packed Broad Street for the annual Christmas parade because they feel that it kicks off the holiday season.
The start of the Christmas season, once the parade happens, you know that it's Christmas time and that everyone will be kind of more cheery around town.
For people like Jamie Morris, however, the parade is a chance to make memories of a lifetime with her and her family.
So for me, this doesn't bring back any childhood memories, but it definitely creates some really awesome adult experiences, because these are the things that you don't get to necessarily experience living in a smaller community.
And of course, it gives everyone in attendance one more chance to see jolly old St. Nick. The parade started in 1983 with U-Crops as the title sponsor. After Martin's bought the grocery store chain, Dominion took over sponsorship. It's their second year in that role.
And finally tonight, it takes a lot to put this show together. We hope we were able to give you a polished, professional-looking product each and every time you tune in.
Sometimes it didn't look like that would always be the case. We'd like to welcome in Nakia Wiggum in studio to share some of our less-than-seasoned moments.
Thanks, Justin and Andrew. Being that it's our last show, we like to share with you some of our mistakes over this past semester. So kick back and relax as we give you our present, moments that didn't make it on air from backstage at VCU InSight.
Kia, smile, friendly, a little more energy. So good. Are you both sitting on the edge of your seats?
I am.
No, hold on.
But my butt is kind of... Students sure weren't wearing their bikes.
Oh, really? No.
I got a chance to talk to VCU professor Marianne Owens. She was... An exhibit of his watercolors is at Thompson... Can the prompter move, please? In mid-November... Pretend this camera doesn't exist.
Okay.
Just you and me.
Okay.
We're having coffee.
The university says they're trying. All right, we're doing it again. Yeah, sorry. I'm so bad at my job.
VCU's chair of African... I apologize.
VCU's outdoor adventure program is helping students.
It's you're fine. I looked back there when you were on. You can see it.
I had a chance to talk to Mary. Okay, that was, yeah.
Okay. Tell him it's okay. It's okay.
Is he yelling at us?
No, we're not doing anything. We're talent. We're infallible.
And that's going to do it for this edition of VCU InSight. Thank you for joining us.
Make sure to check us out online at insight.vcu.edu.
I'm Andrew Phillips.
And I'm Nikia Wiggum.
And I'm Justin James. From all of us here at InSight, we hope you have a happy and safe holiday season. Good night.